Hello, what is up everyone? It is I am the one and only Ray the Flying Squirrel here. And I am the one and only Mighty the Armadillo here. We are once again back for some more of yet again for the likes of the Merxy Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury for the Nintendo Switch. So, last time we basically managed to accomplish the forms of World Star, despite it is actually kind of lengthy, but apart from those side things though, we did that pretty okay. But despite the fact that we actually have managed to complete, the Cannon Cluster level within the first attempt with all that stuff, which is incredible if you ask me, even though then again, I do apologize for that pronunciation of that last level's name, because I know it's been 2 days ago since we actually last touched this, so yeah, anyway, today for this video is the fact that we're about to be hitting off onto the next special world in this game, or specifically the Super Mario 3D World game. That is of course World Mushroom. So here we go on to Night Falls on Really Rolling Hills. So, yeah, basically, much like the forms of the original Wii U version of the game, along with Super Mario 3D Land, that's basically for World Mushroom and World Flower, essentially, until eventually later on. They're basically like the exact same levels as you normally do from the beginning of the game, except now with some tough challenges. Like, for instance, for example, in this stage, that basically we have to do this, the exactly same level as in World 2-4, which is of course really Rolling Hills level, except now you have less time, and chances are, much like any forms of Super Mario 3D Land in certain levels, along with the forms of Super Mario Galaxy 2 on certain speedy comments, basically you do need to collect a whole bunch of clocks until you add up to more time. So because of that, thankfully you don't need to worry about the forms of a lot of time overs, essentially. So either way though, yeah, today's day is of course the 25th of August today, in this case in 2021, and it looks like that we've only got about next week now until specifically we are moving on to the 9th month, which is September. So because of that, we are getting pretty close to the forms of the well, to be more specifically, towards that the fourth quarter of the year. Well, to be more specifically, when it comes to forms of likely several, like, weeks or months or any possibilities. So, but as you can tell already about the fact that the reason why that we kind of felt a bit slightly awkward for about a few seconds notice, because if you couldn't tell already, this is our second attempt for this recording session, which maybe it's because of how the fact that we somehow accidentally managed to do not get ourselves a golden flagpole on the first attempt. So because of that, we feel like that this is going to be the second time recording this, and hopefully we're not going to able to, mess things up potentially. So because of this though, yeah, we figure we might able to know something like this. So as you can see, we are now switching over to Rosalina, so because of that, hopefully she would be able to actually accomplish one of those levels, potentially. So, and also, as you can see, we've stumbled across the brown bell, or in this case, a lucky bell. That actually represents, like, if you manage to... Oh, wow. We keep on getting hits most of our time for this point today. Even though, mind you, it has been 2 days ago since we actually last touched this, so... Anyway, so let's just go ahead and get the next green star, which I'm hoping it might be possible if we can able to do this within a Tanuki power-up, because I'm pretty sure that Cat's power-up will be mandatory, but there's also another alternative, if it's possible, that you can able to actually use the wall jumps like that, so that way you can get yourselves an easier method to able to actually get yourselves a whole bunch of blue coins, and that way you can get yourselves a glorious green star. Now, here's the thing about this though, Ray, is the fact that, yes, much like the Wii U version of the game, that, in order to able to actually unlock the true final world in the game by the forms of World Crown, very similar to the Wii U version of the game, basically you do need to require a specific amount of requirements, very much like the forms of the Wii U version, like I said earlier. So in this case, for instance, if we're about to be approaching on to, probably it's the second hardest world in the game, Although we'll point it out whenever we get into specifically on this Friday. So because of this though, not much else to talk about, I'm afraid, apart from the fact that, well, as far as what Mighty has already mentioned this earlier, that we basically almost, pretty much, almost towards the point where basically we've almost nearly at the end of August month. So yeah, that should be pretty much expected. So and also about that time is the fact that since that Sonic has already managed to done one of those parts in Donkey Kong Country 3, that he managed able to win through possibly his least favorite world in Donkey Kong Country 3, which is Risen Rage. And yeah, because of that though, I felt incredibly bad for Sonic when he was managed able to go through for that particular world. But regardless of such, he's already done it, so either way though, chances are that's all I can say about it. So also I just realized something, is the fact that I think whenever I watch the Wii U playthrough of this game in our channel, basically though, is the fact that both Sonic and Sylvester have somewhat messed it up with the actual golden flagpole requirements between, well, this level, as you see, that we've managed to dodge on the first attempt, because again, that the Lucky Cat power-up is the coolest power-up you can get, because, well, obviously similar to the Wii U version of the game, basically that in addition to able to go yourselves your bell attachment to your collar, but also get this, is that if you're trying to do a ground pound, then you can able to transform into ourselves a golden Lucky Cat statue, and not only does it able to give you a nice golden look, but also it actually gives you a whole bunch of coins, depending if you're able to actually jump higher. So because of that, definitely a nice recommendable power-up in the whole entire thing, just because, you know, you can get a whole bunch of coins if you decide to manage able to use the ground pound button. While during that specific time though, it does kind of remind me of a similar power-up as in the forms of the scarf-like, well, let's just say a stone leaf power-up from the likes of 3D Land, that basically it turns you into the forms of a Tanuki statue and stuff like that. So, but either way though, and of course, just like in 3D Land though, that basically in order to able to actually get the special variations of that familiar power-ups, that basically it only be accessible during the course of the special worlds. So, there's not much else to write to home about. Although, unlike in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, that you get yourselves the forms of, I would technically classify for noticing that the penguin suit will allow you to able to get it from the get-go. Well, specifically in Frosty Glacial World or something, or perhaps even maybe on the rare occasions that you come across it yourselves, the propeller mushroom and stuff like that, which, yeah, usually in New Super Luigi U does the same thing, but unlike the Wii U version of New Super Mario Bros. U, when it's like in launch day or something like that, basically that you won't be able to actually experience your familiar power-ups like, you know, the propeller mushroom or the penguin suit until you reach into the Superstar Road. So, yeah, that's something worth classifying for noticing that, so. But I digress, and hopefully by that time we're able to actually just realize that we can able to not only that maybe Sonic will potentially speaking that he will be finishing up with Donkey Kong Country 3 at some point by the end of this month, but also about that time we're pretty much going to be able to finish up with Super Mario 3D World portion of this particular playthrough, and then by that time we're pretty much moving on to Bowser's Fury. Well, we'll discuss more about it until whenever we're able to get on to the true final main world of Super Mario 3D World at some point by the end of the month, if roughly. And also about that time until when it gets to the point, also Journey forms of by the end of this month, hopefully I might as well conclude the rest of the parts of, or specifically the final 2 extra things for Mario Party 5. So hopefully we can able to get those done. So yeah, it feels like the time itself just went quickly all of a sudden, especially noticeable with all these new Let's Plays upcoming and some other redo Let's Plays we're about to be considered doing as well. So yeah, that does seem quite a lot for, you know, a lot of stuff in potential. So, oh really? How do I get hit by that chemic right there? Oh jeez, that was dumb. But anyway, oh yeah, something's worth mentioning for is the fact that for I've seen the actual like other like videos recently about the fact that apparently though, that what I've noticed is that on the Chinese version of Super Mario Galaxy, when Bowser's UFO takes the Princess Peach's castle into outer space, and then somehow Mario conflicts the chemic enemy, and then in new forms within the Japanese, oh no, not Japanese, the Chinese version of the game, somehow managed to able to get the actual translation within Go to Hell Mario, which I was like, seriously? Don't be like something like a mature rudiness there, Chemic. This is supposed to be like a family-like kids game or something. Although, I have no idea what I'm truly saying for this point right now. But, anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next level, which somehow we're going to be using Peach. And we go Starman. How's that for that? Yeah, even though despite the fact that usually we can't get that green star from the start though, because we do need a power-up to able to survive, but of course though sometimes we keep on slipping things up a little bit. Oh, and another thing is worth mentioning for this point too is that we've only just got about a month to go, specifically a month to go now, because obviously August managed to go about 31 days, and then compared to September, managed to go about 30 days. So, at least in every single year if possible. So, potentially speaking though, what you're trying to say earlier, Ray? Oh yeah, we've only just got in exactly a month left until specifically the My Little Pony A New Generation on Netflix is coming. So, yeah, that should be exciting for most bronies out there, ourselves included. And hopefully we should probably get some popcorn eventually. Well, it's a good thing that it's going to be on Netflix, so thankfully we don't need to worry about the actual cautiousness or anything else to be more specific. So, yeah, I think that's might be a better option for that point. Although, then again, we are speculating about the fact that God knows until that film will be able to get DVD release as well, but then again, we'll see. We'll see what happens eventually, but if not, then we'll pretty much gonna have to stick around with Friendship is Magic Era from now on by able to make a customizable, God knows, Season 8 DVD compilation or Season 9 compilation DVD customization, DVD box sets or something, but then again, some stuff usually costs a lot of money, but either way though, let's not get ahead of ourselves for this point right now, because, well, as you can see, we're going back into the Chinese environment right there, but this time around though, that's basically we have to deal with like baseballs in order able to actually attack any enemies, which, either way though, that might be something worth noting for it, but anyway. Oh, and also another thing as well, though, Ray, about the fact of the matter is, though, is that, I don't know, something about the forms of today's discussion, there's not much else we can talk about. Well, apart from the fact that we've pretty much almost nearly at the end of, World Mushroom already. Well, apart from the fact that there are a few times that, basically, that, sometimes we come to a state where it comes to, like, stopping at one point for likely gonna have to use the pointer thingy for the gyro sensor until we're able to actually just activate something like the actual, like, well, you know what I'm saying, the actual sliding doors and everything else to be more specific, but, usually that get the point stands out to me, so. Oh, and also another thing too is the fact that, oh, is it possible that we can able to, like, okay, that works, even though despite it's a bit risky, but regardless of such, we at least got ourselves our mushroom for our inventory right there, so that should be pretty swell. So, hopefully we should able to grab some more key coins while avoiding those burrowing throws as quickly as possible, and oh jeez, I've almost lost control right there. But thankfully we somehow managed to accomplish this, so. And yeah, what if we get into the forms of Wildflower though? Oh man, I get the strong sense of feeling that Wildflower might actually be the longest walls of the bunch, just because of how the fact that there's going to be a lot of levels involved for the sake of... Oh, no. Come on, I just need to grab these green coins. No. Ah, darn it. We got timeout. Oh, that's great. And it also doesn't help that these stupid enemies just keeps on getting my way. So, yeah, I'm also able to fault about that, so, whoops. But thankfully we got the midway point, so there's no need for any, like, rage quits or anything else to be more specific, because it's not too far. Yeah, I thought to myself, first I thought to myself about that though, Mighty, but either way, I think there's a final green star just in that cage down there, but of course we do need to find something to activate. I think this is the one. Yep. So if you do manage to use the pointer onto that little object over there on the left, then it will activate the warp block, and then if we obtain the green star, then we can head back out. Pretty simple and easy. So yeah, in fact, this level is very similar to one of those levels in World 6, except now, if you go to the outside portion, not only does it goes by very quickly, but also this is in daytime as opposed to in nighttime, and also a bit longer. So, yeah, that could be summarized as such. I think suffice to say for this point, Mighty, is the fact that if you couldn't tell for this point, guys, this is going to be the quickest video for the sake of this Let's Play so far. Well, that's only because World Mushroom is going to be the shortest world of the whole entire thing. Yeah, especially noticeable with the forms of how faster every character look like right now. So because of that though, every single levels might actually goes by very quickly right now. So I guess there's no need to able to worry about the forms of some pacing department issues or something. And of course we got these familiar enemies from Super Galaxy level again, but obviously, as we said this before since on Monday, that we can't able to actually jump on them normally, unlike in Super Mario Galaxy and stuff like that, and Galaxy 2 as well. Let's do a nice little shortcut. Huzzah! Especially noticeable that I really love the fact that if you try to use the spin jump as Rosalina, you can skip the entire, some segments of the level, which is kind of rocks, honestly. Especially noticeable that, although sometimes she can be a bit slow, but regardless of such, that performing shortcuts like that is, super useful, without a doubt, So anyways, I think in this level's case is the fact that we have to use a lot of Mega Mushrooms, because that's what we're going to be doing in this stage, so... And except the fact that, unlike in one of those levels in World 6, that basically though, that rather than going into outside and inside, and then outside again, whilst in the majority of the stage case, it's going to take place in mostly outside. So because of that though, hopefully we would be able to try to give one of those bullies right there. And also, as you saw, that we can also take down one of those Typhoo enemies with the Mega Mushroom, which is actually kind of cool in theory. Especially noticeable that I don't suppose that Sonic and Sylvester did not know at first. Well, mainly because of the fact that they're mainly focusing on trying to survive the level as much as they can. Well, I can assure so anyway, so anyway, so let's go ahead and deal with this enemy here, and trying to back up a little bit and trying to get ourselves a good, nice little running start, and then, boom, there we go. Another gold flag achieved. And what's awesome about this is, though, is the fact that it's all magnetic or anything, so thankfully getting these flagpoles is actually rather easy than the original Wii U version of the game. Yeah, which I highly doubt it will be, because obviously that's, well, you know what I'm saying. So, and then, surprisingly enough, we actually come across into one last level in World Mushroom, and then that'll be done by then. So, yep, just only one more level left, and of course we still need able to use the green stars as to able to get rid of this Bowser statue. Although this won't be the final time we can able to stumble across the Bowser statue like this, but that wasn't until whenever we get into Wildflower that we can definitely get into there. So alright, so oh goody, we got ourselves the Super Leaf right there, so that makes the entire level way easier while trying to flutter and everything. And plus we can able to select Mario in this level, just because I don't suppose we actually select him. I think the last time we select him is that ever since in well, in a third level, I'm presuming, even though that, again, I wasn't paying attention to the kinds of stuff like this at all, because I'm usually getting distracted by a lot of concentration when it comes to jumping and leaps of faith, and also just timing too, so... But I'm sure you're able to get this though, right? Because obviously I'm just basically watching you doing this level, so... Yeah, because of that though, hopefully I can able to get this finished before, well, we're pretty much moving on to the forms of the last stretch of road for Super Mario 3D World on the Switch version. So because of that though, although, well, Then again though, we're not exactly done with the entire Let's Play just yet though, because obviously we still need to focusing on Bowser's Fury until, you know, when we have that discussion until later on, until by the end of August. So, oh gosh, this part, I was a little bit anxious at first because sometimes though I keep thinking about trying to deal with those bullies ever since in oh god, I forgot about that, but luckily I managed to make it at the end, so whew. That was a close one. If I somehow screw this up, then I'm gonna have to be able to select the try again or retry option on the pause menu, so that way I could try it again and all that. Even though despite I'm gonna have to do the whole entire level again if I select that. So, yep. And as a result, we're basically done with World Mushroom. So I told you that should be quick. Yeah, I know, right? Especially noticeable that, despite the fact this is the second special world, so I guess that's totally obvious. So now we move on to World Flowers. I suppose we should end things off here. So join us next time for more of Let's Play of Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Is now we are moving on to World Flowers. So we'll see you guys on Friday. Yep, later fellas. Yep.